How many of you have been feeling that you're ready for more, that you're ready for something more? Like you're ready to expand your life, or you're ready to experience something new. You're ready to maybe just expand your life. Like you've come to the point where limitation feels fun and challenging. Like I want to take this challenge and break the walls of the familiar. And this is where we really tap into abundance, because we recognize outside of what we know there's a whole unknown world. And well, usually what blocks us the most from living rich, abundant, joyful, fulfilling lives is to holding on to our knowledge, right? Not really opening up to what we don't know, questioning what we could learn. So we would find new ways that align with us, right? So I want to talk about this because I found it very valuable in my life. Especially a few days ago, I've been reading a notebook that was, I think, from 5 years ago or maybe 6 years ago, into which I've been writing down my dreams and my goals and my visions for the future. And well, the most emotional thing was that all of that happened eventually. Like, when I've been reading that, I was like, it happened so unpredictably. And this happened then some time later, and this came true in a way I would never imagine. And it was, about money, it was about people, it was about relationships and certain breakthroughs and, well, so many different things. So, of course, it's, when we talk about abundance, it's really not so much about money or certain material things as it is truly about aliveness and recognizing the path that feels the most aligned with us. But reading that got me thinking, what really worked? Like, what was the thing that made it possible? Because it was obviously not just writing it down. It was a bit of everything. Like a bit of tapping into possibility, but then breaking possibility down into possible steps. Like what to do every single day and what to learn in case I'm just failing at attempting, like I'm trying and trying and trying and nothing works. So I've recognized it's so complex and I've broken it down, and that's what I want to share with you. So the first thing that I did was I've given more than I've taken. I've given more, I've produced more than I've consumed. Produce more than you consume, create more than you consume, give more than you receive. This is the big secret. Because, the most abundant people, it can be financially, emotionally, materialistically, lovingly, focus always on adding, on creating, on giving, providing value. Whatever it is, they just want to give. They are givers, right? You might recognize I have nothing to give, and this is usually the reason why we lack abundance. I have nothing to give. I'm empty. I'm empty because I lack aliveness in my life. I lack energy in my life, right? Why do you lack energy in your life? Why do you lack aliveness? Well, because your life is not managed well. Because you lack what charges you up, what puts your soul on fire. This is what you lack, or you are giving way too much of what you don't have. Sometimes people spend way too much money. Sometimes people give way too much care or attention to others when they're actually exhausted, right? We need to manage that, set boundaries, all of this. We'll talk about everything. Instead of just absorbing information, attention, or resources, ask yourself, how can I contribute? What problem can I solve? What unique skill or insight can I share? And this is where we get a bit, scary, right? Oh, I have a skill to share, but I'm actually scared of sharing it. Am I good enough? What they will say? And all of this. That's where we block abundance. There was a point in my life where I needed to break that wall. I've noticed, how can I contribute? Well, I'm passionate about this. I'm an artist. I have many paintings. Where can I contribute to an art community, to people who love art? Well, art exhibitions, online store. Let's share a story on YouTube. This is contribution. What problem can I solve? Well, I'm bringing beauty to the world. I'm bringing a unique philosophy to the world. I'm combining art with philosophy and teachings and wisdom. A great value, great value. And, well, sometimes I'm solving confusion. But most of the time, I'm bringing some poetry and wisdom, right? This is the problem that I'm solving. Ask yourself, what problem can you solve? What makes you the most alive, right? Because to me, solving a problem that feels troubling makes me feel alive. Something that was a problem for me today, bringing solution to what was a problem to me makes me feel alive. Isn't it funny? It's very interesting. So what unique skill or insight can you share with the world? Every person who lives an abundant life is sharing a certain skill with the world, is sharing something that's so unique about them with the world. It can be in a company and they are paid well for that. It can be, well, acting. It can be teaching. It can be like in a science, whatever it is. When you find out that you're attracted towards building very unique skills, it's a doorway to abundance. That's how you know your time has come to open up these doors, when you know that you're ready for that. Whether through business, creativity, or relationships, long-term success comes from giving more than you take. And this was a lesson for me. When I've written down these dreams, I've recognized, okay, yes, reading books is powerful, but I need to produce way more. I need to spend way more time, invest way more time in producing and creating than in studying and learning. Think about how many minutes or hours in a day you spend watching content, listening videos or information or audiobooks or podcasts, and how much hours or minutes in a day you spend creating, doing something about information that you've gained. Because you may think it's just for your entertainment, which is okay, but if you want to create an abundant life, then, well, you will create a momentum when you learn something and give something. You learn something and create something with it. And while creating, you're learning the most, right? Because knowledge only makes sense to you once you fully understand it. And you fully understand it when you can explain it. So that's why explaining what you've learned will make you more acknowledged and eventually more intelligent, and eventually through experiences wiser, which will make you more valuable and more unique and authentic in many ways, which is a great way towards value. So if you really want to create an abundant life for you, just ask yourself these two things. How much time I spend consuming and how much time I spend creating. Make sure that creating is higher than consuming. Of course, we have periods when we're learning and studying, but then use that knowledge for creating, because otherwise you just lose it, you forget about it. How many times you've watched so many videos and a few minutes later you've forgotten what you've even watched, right? It's because you haven't used what you've learned. If someone would say to you, hey, after this video, you will need to make this test, and then I will judge what you've learned from it, and if you don't get this score, well, you will need to pay me thousands of dollars. Something like that. You would pay attention to the video, and well, after that video you would learn a lot, you would memorize a lot, and well, maybe that test would be quite a success, and after that test you would know this knowledge forever. So, give more than you take is a great wisdom if you want to tap into more abundance, right? It's like you would be eating food without using it as a fuel for functioning better. When you don't use food as a fuel, your body starts gaining fat, right? So, well, maybe the key principle here is truly consume so you can create better, right? Consume content, information, knowledge, everything so you can create better work, so you can produce better work, so you can give more value. Whatever you're doing, this is a key to abundance. The second one was own your value. Own your value and stop playing small. So something that I've learned when I've started selling my art was that, well, if I will be selling my original paintings for 20-30 euros, I will not even have enough money to survive, right? So I can't play small, right? At the same time, art is such a unique piece you can have. It's like original paintings are so unique, and if you would see the whole process of how it's done and how much time it took that a certain idea came together and the story that it has, you would recognize it's worth it a lot. It's worth it a lot because there's a whole life in it, like a journey of an artist since he was born until that piece was finished. It's all in the canvas. It's all there. So these things are quite valuable. And it's same with everything else. Maybe you're a yoga instructor. Maybe you're a teacher, a coach, a mentor. Value yourself. It doesn't mean set an extremely high price, but value yourself enough so you will earn more than enough, right? Many, especially highly sensitive people, when it comes to more spiritual circles, many highly sensitive people struggle with underpricing themselves, over apologizing. Have you experienced that? Because I did when I started. Or waiting for permission. Yes, now you can set a price because I said so. This is because we don't want to hurt others. It comes from sensitivity. Well, it's a beautiful gift. But at the same time, if you're doing the work out of your heart, also ask your work, how much is it worth? If you're really doing it out of your heart, ask it, and it will tell you. If you're doing it because you've seen someone else doing that, well, then your price should be lower than that person's because you're a copy of that person. But if you're really doing it from your heart, ask your work how much it's worth. Because it will tell you, like my paintings, I ask them what's the price, I write it down, and that's for how much they're selling. And sometimes people pay me more than I ask. That's how powerful your work can be. People will feel what you're doing. You don't need to apologize for it. You don't need to, underprice it. Because, well, if it's yours, it's unique. If it's unique, only your soul can set a price for it. At the end of the day, it's not really money. When you have enough money to live a good life, then those are just numbers. It's about respect, respecting your work. Like maybe tomorrow you will not be inspired anymore to do it, or your path will turn into something else. Respect what you've created. This is a great lesson because Well, abundance is available to all, but if you don't respect it, you don't open up to it. Respect life. Respect life. Respect what makes you feel alive. Respect what comes to you from life. Respect that. You don't have to be loud or powerful. Quiet confidence, deep expertise, and authenticity are highly valuable. If you believe in yourself, others will too. If you believe in yourself, others will too. And that's something I've experienced with my art. When I had my first exhibition, it was the scariest because, well, I was sitting in front of each painting and I was writing it down, and it was like, before that exhibition, I've been selling my art for 20, 30 euros. And then on that art exhibition, I said, okay, this one is 500, this one is 800, this one is 1,000, this one is 5,000. And when people started coming in, and those who were really serious about buying, when I set a price, they were like, okay. I sent them bill and we received more money than we asked. And it was a very interesting thing. But again, it comes back to respect, and also people will value you when you're professional about it, right? When you believe in your price and being professional, even if you don't believe in your price, act like you believe in yourself. Sometimes you truly need to fake it until you make it. Not all the times, but sometimes when it comes to beliefs, like you may lack a belief in yourself, but you may still act like you believe in yourself until you become more confident in yourself, because you will notice people really value authentic work. I'm not saying overpricing something. I'm not saying being too extreme. Well, if you feel like that, do it. I'm saying respect your work. Then the third reminder is find the work that feeds your soul and go all in. This was another thing that unlocked abundance for me. Finding the work that feeds your soul, something that you just can't stop doing it, something that you can't lose the fuel for doing it, something that every single day you feel driven to do it. When you find such a work, it will unlock abundance for you, because, well, if you're infinitely inspired for doing it, then as long as you're working on it, you're getting better with it. And as long as you're getting better with it, you're coming to the point where you will start standing out. This is mastery. Experts learn that in order to master something, you need to invest at least 10,000 hours into it. So just think about it, how much of hours you've invested into your work. It doesn't mean that only after 10,000 hours you will become abundant with it. You're already abundant with it. You're already rich with it because you're inspired for it. And look at it as the richness from life, not money. Don't do it for money. Do it for service. Do it because it makes you feel alive. Aliveness is the greatest richness, right? Aliveness gives birth to joy. Aliveness gives birth to creativity. Aliveness gives birth to productivity. And then productivity and creativity and adding value to the world takes you to potential financial richness as well. So financial richness is just one small part in the big picture. And well, many times when people lack it, it's because they haven't organized themselves in this way. Like we talked, giving more than you take, owning your value, really appreciating your skills, your gifts, your talents, valuing yourself, and finding the work that feeds your soul. Going all in is like still beside your job maybe. Going all in means that, well, at home, in quietness, you're building something no one needs to know. No one needs to know but you, every single day, devoting to it. When you find that thing, you will know that it's worth it to invest all of yourself in it. You will know that. In philosophical circles, they often call it the life task, knowing your life task, which means knowing why you've been born. If you don't know your life's work yet, follow what energizes you. Experiment, pay attention to what people naturally seek your help with. To what people naturally seek your help with, the answers are usually closer than you think. So think about why people come to you, what people are asking you, what people find interesting about you. And that's where you will find answers. I think it's quite powerful to think about it this way, because in my life I've noticed, even in at the beginning phases of school, like first grade, second, third, fourth grade, I found out that so many kids loved my drawings and often came to me so I would draw something to them. And I found it quite fun and joyful. Later, when I've been growing up, I've noticed that people started coming to me and just opening up and talking about everything. So I've noticed, okay, people feel safe when they meet me. People feel safe. And then later I've noticed when I've started using my creativity and all of this, people started coming to me and asking me how I've done all of this. So I've noticed, okay, there's art to my journey. Then there's like something about my soul that people feel attracted to me. And then there's also people seek advice. And that's how I know if I package all of this together, I will most probably create a certain type of, it's not even a product, it's more of a career or lifestyle or mission. Yes, mission is the best word. That will be fulfilling me and will be purposeful for others. So think about your life, your history, why people are coming to you, why people were coming to you. And see what would happen if you would put all of this together and find a way to serve others with it. Just think about this. Then the next reminder that is so powerful when it comes to abundance, unlocking abundance. This is after you tap into the frequency of abundance. That's when you start really questioning what I will say to you right now. Protect your energy like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. I've made a whole video about how to protect your energy when it comes to more negative people and maybe negative environments. But think about this. The happiest, wealthiest people don't let distractions, toxic relationships, or overcommitment drain them. Overcommitment also, my friend. Usually we have phases when we are overcommitted at the beginning due to adrenaline or excitement and all of that. But what I've learned in my life is if for a few days I'm overcommitted, and for a few days I will be drained out. And I've recognized maybe there's some more balance I can find. Like I will be committed, but just enough, not too much. So ask yourself, what environments make me feel expansive? And which one drain me? Just reflect on that, because you will notice at certain environments you feel more creative. And at those environments you get flooded by incredible ideas, right? Have you noticed that? At certain environments you get flooded with incredible ideas. That's when abundance speaks to you. It speaks to you through ideas, because there's something that can only come here through you. You're like a portal. Well, it sounds mystical, but you're like a portal where great things can happen through you. And you need to allow them to happen by taking action with them. And have you noticed that, for example, if you come into a toxic environment, you're like a sponge where someone would squeeze you and there's nothing left. But when you come to environments that charge you up, you're like, I can make everything, I can create anything. So just think about what environments charge you up and spend more time there. Brainstorm there, work there. Take a computer there and work there. That's how I've started actually this YouTube channel. Many times I've been in cafes and places like that inspired me, that make me feel abundant and rich. Sometimes I was going to, there's one cafe that's close to a bank, and close to it there's a a store where they're selling Porsches. And I've been going there and working there because I felt there's a flow of money, there's a flow of abundance. And it helped me to rise beyond poverty mindset, because I've noticed there's so many rich people around me. Just for the reason to become more familiar with abundance, with richness, with freedom. That's how I've started, and it helped me so much, because when I came back home, all these associations that I'm lacking money, that I'm lacking freedom, that I'm limited in many ways, it drained me, it closed my mind. So environment is a lot. And also ask yourself, who in my life energizes me and who depletes me? Powerful one. Who energizes me and who depletes me? And another one, what habits increases my mental clarity? Powerful one. Because, well, without mental clarity, it will be hard for you to have abundance, to see abundance, to be aware of abundance, to initiate your ideas, to be consistent to work that fulfills you and opens you to all kinds of richness, right? Mental clarity is everything. So what habits increases my mental clarity? For me, I've noticed good sleep is a good habit, yes. Good sleep is a good habit. 8 to 9 hours a day, every single day. Then working out in the morning, good habit. Spending time under the sun, good habit. And then having very well organized environment where I'm working. So I've made my studio quite beautiful, where I feel inspired every time I come in. And that helps me to be energized, to be productive, creative, and to always know I'm surrounded with abundance. When I close my eyes, I feel abundant. When I open my eyes, I want to have an environment that reminds me of that abundance of life, right? In nature, I feel that. Inside, I want to have this as well. So think about it. Act accordingly. And then the last one, take action before you feel ready. So when I've been writing these dreams down like 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago, I was definitely not ready for that. But I was actually pushed into it because, well, I said I'm going all in with my dreams, with my visions. And, well, the first time I did that was 8 years ago. I went all in. And somehow it worked, so I've noticed, okay, well, I will just not stop doing that. And the biggest thing I've noticed is that we don't need to be ready, but we actually make ourselves ready as we're walking on this path. Life gives you more of what you use, right? If you use your talents, life will give you more of skills and wisdom and knowledge. If you don't use them, you lose what you have. And then you feel like, I don't know what to do. Maybe you don't know what to do because you never used what you already have. You never valued what you already have. Maybe it's a great time to really explore that. That's why I wrote, your time has come for abundance. Your time has come for you to open up to abundance. The biggest difference between those who thrive and those who don't, action. Action. Most people wait until they feel ready, but readiness is a myth. Clarity comes from doing, not just thinking. Actually, thinking creates more thinking, and more thinking creates more anxiety. Doing creates clarity. You know, many times I have these painting ideas that sometimes because I don't want to jump onto a new idea because I want to finish the previous painting, I then think about it and analyze it, and I recognize it's no good. But then I go into painting, into the process of painting, and my mind just clears, and everything becomes peaceful. It's same with videos. It's so interesting. Like before I start, I have like a rush of ideas, and I'm like, will I be able to say the right thing? But then I start, and it's like a waterfall turns into a river, and everything just, flows well. So clarity comes from doing. Just remember that when you feel it's time to start, just start. Just start, even if you don't know what you're doing. Through time, things will make sense. If you don't know where to start, just set priorities and start with the most important thing. No one succeeds without failing. The most successful, happy, and abundant people get comfortable with imperfection and learn as they go. Start now, adjust along the way, and that's it. Start now, adjust along the way. So perfection is another thing that many times we feel blocked by. But perfection is again like thinking you should do a perfect craft, or you should make it all perfect. Well, you should make it just good enough, and then the next one can be better. Like, if you make 1,000 bad videos, the 1,000th one will be much better than if you keep working on the first one and trying to make it perfect, right? The 1,000th one will be most definitely much better than if you would be still on the first one and trying to make it perfect. That's most probably the fact. Even if it's not the fact, that journey of making so many videos will make you so much more skillful and wise, that will remind you that it was worth it. So if you want to open up to abundance, you are already in abundance. You are already in abundance of ideas, of energy, of resources. The question is only, how well can you recognize the ones that speak to you the most? Like, to me, painting was the right thing. Making videos was the right thing. And then really doing more than just consuming. Creating more than consuming. Giving more than receiving. And then valuing myself, knowing I deserve it all, I am worthy. Even though if I don't feel like that, I can still do like I feel like it. I can make myself feel like I am worthy. Sometimes I would close my eyes and I would imagine how skillful I am in it. So I can notice that I am getting better. I am worthy of it. And then find work that truly feeds your soul. And protect your energy, protect your energy, protect your nature. Because it's your most valuable asset. Protect your energy. This is how you tap into abundance. You protect your energy from distractions, from toxicity, from what is not aligned with what you want to create. Protect your energy. Don't take advice from those who are not where you want to be. And take action before you're ready. This is it for today. I will leave you here. I hope you found great value. It was quite a long video, a bit complex, but powerful. I hope you've enjoyed in it, and I want to say big thanks to all of you who are choosing to support my art in our store, AttractPassion.com. You will find everything there. And also, welcome all the new members on our Patreon page, where we've just started a new podcast, AP Podcast. Go and check it out. And till next time, one love.